Hello everyone, and welcome to this lesson where you are going to learn how to create developer-controlled wallets. We have two important steps. The first step is to get the ciphertext. You can think this as like the challenge ID, so it doesn't do the same job, but first our aim was to get the challenge ID once we were working with user-controlled wallets, and then we had the second action. And in here, the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to acquire a ciphertext, and then we are going to call every function based on that ciphertext. So what is that ciphertext? Let's see from these functions. As you can see, we have the helper functions here. Once you got the repo, don't forget to say npm install, and this command will install all the necessary libraries. Again, this part is our imports, but here we got our developer SDK setup, which we will provide API key and entity secret. We don't have entity secret yet, but don't worry, we are going to acquire. We have the generate secret, which is the beginning of our process. First, we are going to generate the secret, and you should keep this secret in a safe place. Then through this secret, we are going to fetch the public key that's connected to the secret, and then we are going to generate a ciphertext, which is the encrypted version of. Once we got the ciphertext, we can call create wallet set, which is going to create the wallet set for us. Create wallet, get wallets, and get wallets. So this brings us the list of wallets, and this brings us a specific wallet. Then we can see the wallet transaction, get balance, and finally we can transfer token, and we can check the transfer state. Let's begin. As you can see, the whole code is here. This is also what you will have, but it's commented out step by step. Before working this file, make sure that you have this env file here. As you can see in my .env file, I got the API key, entity secret, encrypted data. So this is the ciphertext. You don't have to keep them here. I just wanted to provide you every necessary variable in one place. We got the wallet set, wallet IDs, wallet addresses, and token ID. We got two wallets because we want to transfer between the wallets. Now, if I go to this index.js, as you can see, we have some information here. This is our step one. Now, we are going to create a new secret in a ciphertext. Once I run this, if I say npm run start, as you can see, we have our secret and encrypted data, which is our ciphertext. After getting these, don't forget to put the entity secret here. You can either put your encrypted data here for your convenience or not, but you should put your entity secret and copy the ciphertext, which is the encrypted data. Then you are going to go to the Circle website. Once you are in the website, on the left-hand side, you will see dev control part, and under this dev control, there is the configurator. And in this configurator, you are going to put your ciphertext, and it's going to give you that file, and you are going to save this file, because if you lose your ciphertext, then you can actually replace this using the file that has been provided to you. But my recommendation is just to hang on to the ciphertext so that you wouldn't have any problems. But again, the secret, the ciphertext, and the file is important, so just bundle them and keep them safe. Now let's go back to our code. Now that we have the entity secret and encrypted key, we can start creating something. Let's first create a wallet set, and let me comment these out. Let's say npm run start, and as you can see here under the data, we got a wallet set, we have our ID, and also the name, which is set1, but you can put a much better name than set1. This shows us that we were successful creating our wallet set, and we are going to create wallets in this wallet set. Now, let's create this. And as you can see, I have a couple of examples here. So what should be on the left-hand side and what you should have on the right-hand side. This may vary because maybe it's slightly different, or maybe there's an update, but this should give you the general idea what you should encounter with your response. Now let's say create wallet. We say npm run start. And as you can see, we have two wallets here. The first wallet with this ID, it's live. This is from this wallet set ID with the developer type. This is its address. It's in the Matic Mumbai testnet. It's a smart contract account. And this is our second wallet with all the necessary information. Now we created our wallet too. As you can see, it's actually really simple. We just make a couple of API calls. It's just like the before. We are just using developer SDK here. and then we are basically calling the method. It's even easier than user-controlled wallets. Now I want to get the wallets. If I say get wallets, as you can see, I have bunch of wallets here. Just a quick reminder, I already have my wallet set ID and the wallet, so I'm using the prior information on my .env file, but you should update these variables. Once you get the wallet set ID, just put it here. Once you get the information of the wallets, put the wallet IDs here and put the addresses here. So this way you can create your .env file. Don't forget that you are going to need to update these. If you just call the functions like me, it wouldn't work. It's working for me because I already have the information. And if you look at this wallet type, as you can see, we have the ID, state, wallet set ID, address, account type, and date. So basic information about these wallets. This is how I can return wallets. Let's look at the get wallet, get the specific wallet. For me, it's the first wallet. As you can see here, we have the wallet ID. Here we have the wallet address. And again, all the same information. So it's just like before. Now we are going to look at the wallet transactions. Before this step, you should copy the wallet address for the wallet that you are going to send tokens in this developer controlled wallets part. So you should copy one of the wallet addresses that you saved in a .env file, and this will be the sender address, and you should ask for some test tokens like you did in the previous chapters. Again, before this step, you should get your test tokens. Now, if you have your test tokens, let's say npm run start, and as you can see, my transactions. Let's see what happened in this wallet, and let me make it bigger. Yep, here we are. So these are my transactions. The state is complete. It's a complete transaction. And this was the network fee. This is the block height, and you can find the transaction hash if you want to check transaction online. And I got another transaction, and these are all transfers because it says the operation transfer. So once you get this test tokens, you will also have this transaction part. So you will have a transaction where you have an incoming token. So you will be able to see your transactions when you call get transaction with the provided wallet address. You are going to put your wallet addresses here. Wallet ID 1, wallet ID 2, and wallet address 1, wallet address 2 will be your two wallets. So wallet ID 1 and wallet address 1, again, they are pointing the same wallet. The first wallet I used in this example to send tokens. The second wallet used it to receive tokens. So you may want to put the wallet address 1 offset to get your test tokens. We are working with that env file here instead of parameters. Everything is happening here. We just have two wallets. Here we also have the USDC token ID, which we had it in the previous chapters. Again, as you can see, we have all these information about the transactions, and at the end, we can see the amount. So this is how you can see the transactions. If you send some token, if you received something, if you did anything on the blockchain, you may want to see what's happening and what you did. So the transactions are a workthrough for that. Transactions are really important because it lets you keep in mind that what you did in the blockchain, and also you can troubleshoot if the transaction was successful or not, or why is that. Now, after we looked at the transactions, we are going to get the balance for this account. npm run start. As you can see in the token balances, I have two separate tokens. The first token will be the Matic for the Mumbai testnet. I don't have any Matic, but I have 9.98 because I made some experiments. I have 9.98 USDC tokens. So this is where you can see the amount of these tokens with the get balance. If you look at this get balance in the helper functions, let me find the get balance. As you can see, it's using the wallet ID 1. Again, we are using the wallet IDs from the environment file. We are going to look at these functions at the end, but for letting you know, if you don't know how this is coming, it's coming from the .env file, and all the information we provided there, as you can see, we are making use of env file always. Then after the get balance, we want to transfer some token. Let's say transfer token. Here, this will give you an ID. Copy this ID. As you can see, state is initiated, so we started our transfer. And in step 9, I will uncomment this, but instead of this part, I'm going to paste in this information. So this is the ID. So we are going to check the transfer state. So let's clear. npm run start. Oh, here is information. We got the ID, and this is the token ID. Again, this is the ID in this file. I'm going to provide you the USDC token ID. Do not worry. And then we have the source address and the wallet ID that's making this transaction. Custody type is a developer controlled wallet. The state is confirmed, so we were able to get this. Amount was 0.01 because that's how we coded in the helper functions, and all the other information. And again, we have this gas fee estimations. We are sending tokens from one place to another, and we are not paying any gas fee. Although we are paying gas fees, we didn't acquire any native token for this. And the reason for that is, by default, with smart contract accounts in Circle, we are able to use gas station. So with the gas station, we are able to transfer tokens without actually paying the gas fee. The user doesn't pay the gas fee, the developer handles it. And it's the same with developer controlled wallets if it's a smart contract account. This has been set up for us for our testing purposes. Once you want to go to the mainnet, you will need to actually do this from the website with the paymaster. But for now, we have no problem. Everything is going fine. We are just focusing on what we are learning. So it's okay to experiment. You can actually transfer some tokens from wallet to wallet and see how the gas fees change once you say low, high, medium. So this is all for you to experiment. Now I checked the transfer and the transfer looked good. And if you go to the Circle website, under the dev controls, you will find the wallets. Exactly the same process we did in the previous ones. Only difference is that instead of user controlled wallets, you are going to click on the developer controlled wallets. You can find your wallets and the transactions. This is the developer controlled wallets. As you can see, we didn't needed any permission from the user. And the difference is that the biggest difference is that the first part, we were acquiring a challenge ID. With this ID, we were presenting a challenge to the user, which user should have completed so that we can actually finalize our process or finalize our transaction. But since it's developer controlled, we are controlling the process here. We don't need any outside confirmation. Even though it's easier to develop, there are some certain areas that this is more necessary. There are some areas which actually acquires user controlled wallets. It's based on your project. It's based on your decision. But as you can see, the process is really smooth. Gas fees, we didn't have to worry about them. For the user challenges, we didn't have to care about them. So it just feels like a Web 2 experience. And we are using APIs, which also like Web 2. What we have is we have Web 3. We have the blockchain, but with the convenience of Web 2 for the developers and for the users. I think this is a very nice way once we are working with stable coins, and I think it's going to make this process much more convenient. Let's have a quick look at the helper functions. Let's look at the create wallet. So it will be the same ideology. We are using Circle Developer SDK. We said that we were initiating this at the top, but we haven't used it until create wallet set because we didn't have the entity secret to put it in here. For that, we created here in the fetch public API, and after we got the API using this function and the secret, we are generating our ciphertext. Here we are using the entity secret. We are using the public key, as you can see with the function here, which will return a public key for us, and it's going to be the parameter for this function. With using the secret, we are generating an entity secret. At the end of this process, we will have our ciphertext. After this part, since we have the ciphertext and we put the ciphertext on the website, after we confirm that process, then we are able to use this global variable because we would have our entity secret. So we don't have to create this all the time for each function. And you don't have to do anything. You just need to follow the order and this will be automatic. If we look at create wallet, what we are doing is we are making an API call. We are just saying, okay, I'm going to await for this because with this await, I'm saying this is an asynchronous function. I don't want to move forward unless I finish this function. So this is just the await for that since it's an asynchronous function. With any other API call, we do it in here too. And we also use this in the previous sections, if you remember. And we are calling this SDK that we defined here globally. And after this, we are saying create wallet set. We are just calling the create wallet set function and giving it a name. Then we are console logging the response. And it's that easy. Creating wallet set, just call create wallet set and give name. Create wallet, I'm going to say again, const response equals await Circle Developer SDK. This is the same thing till here. The only difference is that the function that we called and the parameters. Whatever we are going to do, we are just going to call the developer SDK and we are going to call a function from that SDK with the necessary variables. All you need to do is to call a function with the right variables and everything will be done for you. This waits an account type, smart contract account. This also wants a blockchain array, which we provided with Matish Mumbai. So if you put, let's say, Ethereum Sepolia, then you would have wallets in two different chains at the same time. I'm saying wallets because we set count equals 2 and it's waiting for a wallet set ID. So before calling create wallet, you should have put your wallet set ID to the .env file. And we are console logging the response. And we are not every time logging the response. I'm calling data from the response and wallets. So it's much easier to find what you are looking for. Again, with get wallets, I just want to show that we can also use a try catch block, which is more sensible in general, actually, because if there's something wrong with this call, you can catch it in here. But if we look at this try block, what we have is, again, we have the Circle Developer SDK.list wallets without any parameters. For get wallets, guess what? We have the same process. We are calling the same SDK, but with a different function, and we are providing the ID of the wallet that we want to get. For this, it's wallet ID 1. So before calling get wallet, you should put your wallet ID 1 variable in the .env file. For wallet transaction, same process. We are going to call list transaction function. But this time we are going to provide wallet IDs for this. And again, I just put the first wallet. And then we got the get balance, which is going to be called with the get wallet token balance. And the parameter is the ID and the corresponding value is the wallet ID 1. We have transfer token. Even though it looks more complicated, actually what we have is just a longer list of parameters. So from the developer SDK, we are calling create transaction. So we want to say this wallet ID and this token, and this is the destination address. From this wallet ID, I want to send this token to this address, this much of an amount, and as the fee, I'm going to set the gas fee to medium. So that's what is happening. Which wallet is sending, what it is sending, where it is sending, how much it is sending, what about the gas fee? Just this. And then we can log the response. And finally, we have check transfer state. And with this, we are going to say get transaction. And here we had the ID. If you remember, we copied the ID and pasted. That's why we did it in here. And this is going to give us the transaction. What we are doing here, actually, after we got the Cipher text and we set the SDK, we are just calling functions from this SDK with different parameters and everything is done for us. So you can simplify the process in your head. This is how you can create developer controlled wallets. You are going to have this repository, and also, again, I will provide you the USDC token address, so don't worry about it. You just need to call the functions and save the variables in the .env file, and also save the Cipher text and the secret you have to a safe place. And finally, don't forget to register your Cipher text on the website. I hope that this was a helpful process. Again, you will find the code. If you have any problems, if you didn't get one place, you can watch the video again. And I will see you on the next part.